It really is so good to be back with you at the first webinar of 2025. It's quite amazing if we think back to when I started doing webinars in about 2019. And it's hard to believe that it's 6 years already that I've been doing webinars on a regular basis. Anyway, welcome to all of you, and a very special welcome to my very dear friend uh, who's also presented webinars to you on this very platform, and that is David Gilby. Fantastic to see you. I hope you are well. I hope Angela's well, and your dear mum. Lovely to see you. Thank you for being with us this evening. Right, without further ado, let's launch into the webinar. The title is, quite truthfully, The Future is Bright. So often we ensconce ourselves in lots of negative things. We get weighed down by politics and other gloomy stories. And I try to avoid those as far as humanly as possible. Of course, I'm not like an ostrich or the ostrich saying, it's not true, they don't bury their heads in the sand, but I certainly don't do that. I am aware of what is going on around me. But modern lighting opportunities, I'm going to try and unveil for you this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation. And you'll see that there's a call to action at the top of the screen for anybody wanting to learn more about the lighting technologies that will be discussed this evening. Contact either myself or Daniel. Our contact details will be at the end of the presentation. The content we're going to look at this evening, we're going to have a brief introduction, a very short historical review of all the technologies that have gone before the arrival of LED even. And then we will have a rather somber moment and we'll attend the funeral and the burying of the old technologies. For once and for all, I cannot remember when last Daniel or I used old technology. Then we'll look at the birth of the new technology, the technology that's made everything that has come, all the systems that have come subsequently, the LED, and how it started out and where it's come to. And more importantly, where it's probably going to. Then we'll step into the new era. The new era that's lying ahead of us, but it's already upon us. We'll embrace the future. And then we'll know and understand, use and incorporate the new technology into lighting designs effectively. And, excuse me, we'll embrace artificial intelligence. It's that buzzword that everybody's talking about. But do you know what it is? Do you know the capabilities? What is available and what is capable of now in lighting products and controls and lighting design software? Then we'll continue and we'll look at the importance of gaining recognition for your skills. What is the importance of it? What are the benefits? And what are the prizes and awards that you can receive? Of course, you have to enter the competitions to be awarded a prize or a special award. Then we'll look at lighting design competitions and awards, because I think many of you are in the dark. You just don't know about them. We'll talk about the importance of continuous study and research, because if you don't study and you don't research, you'll never be any of the wiser. You won't know anything about the technologies that are coming. You'll hear it spoken of, you'll mention the names because it's like name dropping of people, but will you know how to use those technologies? Will you know how to do the system architectural design? Then we'll have a quick conclusion, a Q&A session, and of course, the customary surveys. And we'll do that concurrently with the Q&A session. And at the end, we'll have the closing and we'll post our contact details. Right, without further ado, let's move on. I'll deal with that in a moment. By way of introduction, lighting has undergone immense changes since Joseph Swan invented the light bulb in 1878 and Thomas Edison invented his in 1879. And then, of course, it led to the two gentlemen getting together and forming the Edison Electric Light Company. So they joined forces. But now we should really consider how far has lighting come, and more importantly, where is it going? And what about your lighting career? That's what I concern myself for. Because it's fine to be in lighting, but what is your lighting career? Where is it going? And how can you further that career? Have you ever stopped to think how they lit an entertainment stage before electric lights even came along? Have you ever thought about it? Do any of you know how it was done? Well, what they did is they burnt calcium oxide. Now, a common name for calcium oxide is quicklime. And as a result of that, that's how it came to be that they would say, "Oh, I see you in the limelight again," by virtue of the fact they burnt calcium oxide. So it's very interesting to always establish where certain expressions came from and what was the origin. And there's one for you this evening. So a little short history lesson, and we all know about the products, but we actually don't know little, I'm sure most of you know little about when they actually saw the light of day. Pardon the pun. The first practical incandescent bulb with a carbon filament was invented by Thomas Edison and, of course, Joseph Swan. Joseph Swan beat him by 1 year. And in 1904, not really that many years after the first invention, the first incandescent bulb with a tungsten filament was produced. And then in 1932, the first sodium lamp was produced commercially by our old friends, Philips. Now, known, probably some of you don't even know the name Philips, because you're more familiar with Signify. And in 1938, General Electric brought out the very first fluorescent lamps, or fluorescent tubes, as we refer to them. And then in 1959, again, General Electric, because they were in the forefront at one time, they patented the very first practical halogen globe, or halogen bulb. And my students all know the benefit of halogen in a halogen lamp. Then in 1962, the red LED was manufactured or discovered by Nick Holinack Jr., who worked at General Electric again. And that made quite an impact and was used for various things, indicator lamps and all sorts. And then in 1963, we saw the very first organic LED. Now, immediately we say organic, you think about fruit and veg, and no, it's not grown in the garden. But it's an organic LED. It's a different manufacturing process to the general commercial LEDs that we all know. And in the same year, the metal halide lamp was introduced in the 1960s. And then in 1971, the yellow, green, and orange LEDs were produced. And at the same time, the high-pressure sodium lamp was produced commercially in the 1970s. In 1980, Philips, once again, produced the first compact fluorescent lamp. Compact fluorescent lamps, which became extremely popular, which were widely used in replacement for the incandescent lamp to save energy at a time when Eskom was under pressure. And then in 1993, the blue LED was discovered by Shuji Nakamura at Nichia in Japan. And so the LED continued to advance. It's advanced right through to where it is today, the LED that we know, and the very wide product range that we're now familiar with. But it's also the LED that is taking it into the future with new technologies, new systems, and some exciting stuff. So we needed the history lesson to appreciate where lighting has gone and to be grateful for the point that we've come to with LED now. So it's the moment that has come when we all bow our heads and we say goodbye to the old lighting technologies. Now, let me just let you into a secret. This image was produced by artificial intelligence. I asked, we use Microsoft Copilot, and we have a high-level Microsoft license, which entitles us to really great, strong AI. You can also do it with ChatGPT, and preferably with the paid version as well. It costs you about $20 a month for the paid version of ChatGPT. But I asked it to prepare the funeral of the old technology lighting. And you'll see a wide variety of lighting that the people attending the funeral are holding. And that's just one use of artificial intelligence. And now we move into the amazing world of new lighting technologies. Exciting lighting technologies, lighting control technologies, all combined, doing wonderful things. And once again, I asked artificial intelligence, Microsoft Copilot, I would like a nice image. And that's the image it produced for me. So if we look at some of the key technologies of the fourth industrial revolution, you will find that artificial intelligence and machine learning had already come into being in about 2015, roughly. The Internet of Things, which has been around since about 2011, 2010, 2011, robotics, blockchain, you've heard of blockchain, which is used for cryptocurrencies, quantum computing, which is massive data manipulation, 3D printing and additive manufacturing, nanotechnology, using nanotechnology to actually produce lighting, even. Cyber physical systems, CPS, cyber physical systems. Then you've got augmented reality and virtual reality. They're not quite the same thing. They are different. Augmented reality is something where you've got software that actually creates these images that you're able to see, such as in an architectural design and so on. You'd use augmented reality. Virtual reality, on the other hand, is things like we use that in human-centric lighting, where we're trying to do something to bring us closer to virtual reality. The outdoors, the lighting that we really enjoy. Then there's biotechnology and genetic engineering, something we don't look at. But we'll go a little bit further, and you'll see that there are 5 distinct characteristics of fourth industrial revolution products. First of all, they're all interconnected. Some interconnected more than others, depending on the other control technologies that you're using with the fourth industrial revolution lighting. They all use data in some way or another, more or less. There's integration. They integrate with other things. They integrate with lighting with closed circuit television cameras, lighting with 3D printing, in manufacturing. They're all part of innovation. And it's the transition into the future and other new technologies that are still coming. So if we look at it, you'll see it once again. We have virtual reality, 3D printing, robotics, and I was very privileged to work on robotics in 2023, network security, knowledge work automation, again using artificial intelligence, manipulating big data. Now, out of interest for artificial intelligence, they are putting up modular nuclear reactors in some countries, specifically to handle the huge power requirement of artificial intelligence. Cloud computing, artificial intelligence. So you've got it in 2 places. So that's something to chew on. So I asked artificial intelligence, Copilot, to create an image for me with all the different lighting technologies that we're already seeing coming up ahead in fourth industrial revolution and down the track. So it's very exciting, and you can see what can be done. So we need to embrace future technologies in the lighting design process. We need to embrace lighting and lighting controls of the fourth industrial revolution category. Smart lighting we need to apply in all environments, whether it's home, office, industrial, commercial, hospitality, and urban planning. We have successfully used smart technology in a very large factory. All these enable us to integrate. Remember, one of the characteristics is integration. We can integrate all these technologies together into a single design, and we end up with super energy efficiency. Super energy efficiency that most people don't even appreciate or realize is possible. And my call to action to you during this presentation is stay informed, explore how to do this, how to use all this technology, and make your lighting designs top rated and super energy efficient. So I said to Copilot, give me an image, and I give it a very long instruction or request of what to do so that I get the desired result. If you don't give it enough detail, then it doesn't produce what you really want. And I said, give me something to show how artificial intelligence is in fact going to spread across all areas of our life. And this is the image it produced. Artificial intelligence in lighting products can respond to the users. So the user is able to, or the occupant can set their preferences. Some people like brighter light than others. They like the air conditioning at a certain temperature, and others like it much cooler. So the individual users are able to use the artificial intelligence that will then learn and accumulate all this data to be able to recognize an individual occupant or user. Artificial intelligence in street lighting products, where it uses traffic flow and other data so it's able to reduce the wattage when the traffic flow decreases or when the speeds are lower. It can turn off a percentage of the lights when the traffic volumes are very low. It is also able to introduce at certain times of the day when those traffic volumes are much lower, red light, which is more environmental friendly for our fauna and our flora. AI in lighting design software has huge potential where it can complete standard type lighting design applications, leaving the lighting designer free to apply his artistic mind, specialized knowledge to design for very specific applications or requirements in the same project. So it's something to think about. So all of a sudden we're talking about artificial intelligence, but what is it? It is a silent employee. It's an employee who doesn't go on strike, doesn't demand extra pay, and somebody who's always available, irrespective of the day and night. Okay, so this is being incorporated into different lighting design software suites. It's already in that planning phase, and it won't be long before it will be seen, and for us to use it. And I know that 3 of the major lighting design software suites are busy working very hard at it to incorporate it. Now, let's look at something that you probably don't expect to discuss: the importance of recognition. It's very important for your professional credibility that people will turn to you because of your professional credibility, that your expertise can be validated, that you build trust, that you take active steps to advance your career. How do you do that? You enroll for courses. Yes, I'd love you to enroll with us, but there are courses offered all over the world. Although we have 80% of our students are foreign students. But that's the way to advance your career. Keep learning. If this new technology comes out, enroll for a course on that technology. I've done that. Then look at opportunities and look at networking. The power of networking is incredible. When our students get together once a month for a free student support session, they are in fact able to network. They are able to network during the session and off the session. They can form study groups. There's various things they can do, but it opens up career opportunities. So if you advance your career and you take some of the steps that I'm suggesting, you will get personal satisfaction. And nothing gives you more personal satisfaction when people turn to you because they heard that you do a good job, or they've heard that you're a very good lighting designer, that you can actually start to use the achievements that you have as part of the things you motivate people with, that you influence and impact, that you start to be involved in setting industry standards. They say, by that work that you did there, we can call that an industry standard. that you keep going with your education, your personal education, which sometimes can be simply reading books. Many people have forgotten how to read a book. And with this, it brings financial benefits. Perhaps the place that you're employed, when your whole professional image is lifted and the company starts to see benefit, they're getting more business from it, that it can bring financial benefit, that they can give you promotion, salary increases. Or if you work for yourself and you have your own practice, you're bringing in more projects, charging more fees, and therefore you have greater financial benefit. Higher earnings. And because of you've now got this uh, wonderful image that you're able to apply for funding. And they'll give you funding because they say, wow, look at this guy. He's so well known, etc., etc. What can you do to gain recognition? And here are a few tips. They are my personal tips for you. Build a very strong portfolio. Showcase your work and have diverse projects. Not all the same that school classrooms, for example. A diverse range of different applications and projects. Build that. Keep it up to date. And it doesn't mean to make it thicker, it means to be more up to date with what the products that you've used. Stay up to date with industry trends, continuous learning, certifications, and to add to your credentials. Network with industry professionals. Join associations like the Institution of Lighting Professionals in the UK, CIBSE, the Chartered Institute of Building Service Engineers, the International Association of Lighting Designers, the Illumination Engineering Society of South Africa, right? SLL, Light and Lighting, the Dark Sky Association, the IES, International Illumination Engineering Society, which is in America. Attend events. Whenever an event is offered, attend. At worst, it can be horribly boring and you can leave. But attend, make the effort to attend, because that's where you can learn. You can learn from other people. Publish and present your work. So if you've done a particular project, write a case study and send it in. There are publications all over the world. In South Africa, there's a variety of publications, but all over the world, there are lighting publications. Send it in and publish your work. Write articles and blogs. Do presentations. Collaborate and innovate. Collaborate with architects and consulting engineers and innovate. Bring innovation through partnerships and experimentation. Seek feedback and improvement. Client feedback and peer reviews. And if you've got a client and you've done a great job with a lighting design, approach the client and ask them, how about a testimonial? that you can use on your website. Promote your brand through social media and on the website. And appreciate the power of LinkedIn. LinkedIn Professional, not the free version, the professional version. Costs you a couple $100 a month. It's amazing how much traction we get from LinkedIn. Right. A very exciting part of all this is to enter for competitions to get awards. So there's the Silhouette Awards. They've, in fact, the entries went in November last year, and we adjudicated them early this year. We've had the private reveal last week, online, a virtual reveal. So, I'm one of the adjudicators for the Silhouette Awards. There are 20 of us altogether, and we have all been allocated our mentee. Those people who were the successful winners of a Silhouette Award, which benefits them with 6 months or maybe more mentorship, free of charge. So it's very exciting. And the final awards ceremony will be on the 28th of February this year. It's just around the corner. It's about a week away. And it will be streamed live on YouTube at 1500 hours Greenwich Mean Time, or in South Africa at 1800 hours SAST, or at your time, adjusted to GMT, wherever you live. Then there's the LAMP International Lighting Design Competition. The entries have to be in by mid-November. Judging is also done at the end of January. And the awards take place at the Light Fair in May. Then there are the International Association of Lighting Design Awards. There's the Lighting Police, or the TLP, and I'm one of the board members of the Lighting Police, the advisory board members. They have competitions regularly. There's a new one out just this week, but there was one out last year towards the end of the year, and it was known as the Glare Patrol. And two of the foundation members and the advisory board members did the adjudication. There were 6 of us, and we did the adjudication process from 48 entries down to 20, and then there will be 5 special winners from the 20. So that's very exciting, and it's a very active organization. So you should be on the lookout for the Lighting Police, and you can learn all about it if you follow them on LinkedIn. Then there's the LIT Lighting Design Awards, which is open to professionals, emerging designers, and students worldwide. So as you can see, there are loads of competitions, and the ones I've listed are by no means the total number that are out there. There are the A Lighting Products Fixture Design Awards. They celebrate innovative lighting products and fixtures. That's for people who are able to design a light fitting, a luminaire, or whatever the case is. So that's in a different category, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Then there's the IES Illumination Awards, honors individuals for professionalism, ingenuity, and originality in lighting design. It's open to lighting designers globally. There's the IES New York City Student Lighting Competition of 2025 that encourages creativity and innovation among student lighting designers, and it is open to students worldwide, but it is confined to students. Then there's Women in Lighting Leadership Award, or the ALA, for 2025, and it celebrates achievements of women in the lighting industry, open to women globally. So, very exciting. There is so much to enter and to compete for. Now, one of our graduates actually entered in the Silhouette Awards. Very interestingly. So, importance of continuous study and research. It's important to ask yourself, how can I hope to use the advanced fourth industrial revolution, lighting technologies and controls if I have not studied, I do not understand the system architecture, and I do not know how to include the equipment in lighting designs? If you do not study, you will be passed by your peers and younger generation illumination engineers and qualified lighting designers. I've said it before, enroll for courses. It's not only lighting design, it's also lighting technology, system architecture. System architecture is crucial to be able to include it in your lighting design. And it's worth noting that the demand for qualified illumination engineers and qualified lighting designers, and I emphasize the word qualified, because the people that are looking for them, it's on the increase. So when they look for you, they ask you to show your qualification. If you can't show it, you're not in the running. The demand not only for professional lighting design, but also to consult on lighting problems, which vary from poor lighting to obtrusive lighting, for over illumination, under illumination, and light pollution. So those are all real issues. In the last couple of years, 3 years, I have never done as much consulting work as I've done in these 3 years. All of a sudden. So, in conclusion, I've covered a variety of topics this evening: lighting technologies, old, new, and future. Career advancement, spoken about, and I've emphasized the importance of study and research. Right, all that remains is for me to say thank you very much to all of you for attending. Thank you very much for your questions, your participation. That's always a wonderful thing, to have participation. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. We'll be announcing that very soon. All right, have a wonderful evening. Take care, and good business. Thank you very much.